You sent a text an hour ago. No reply. And now you've written an entire story in your head about what it means, why they're ignoring you, and whether you said something wrong. And it's probably nothing, but your brain won't let it go. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because the psychology behind this is actually fascinating. Most people think overthinking just means thinking too much, but that's not what psychologists actually call it. The clinical term is repetitive negative thinking, and it has two forms. Rumination, when your brain replays the past, things you said, things you should have said, mistakes you made. And worry, when your brain fast forwards into the future, everything that could go wrong, every possible outcome, every worst-case scenario. And here's what's wild. Research published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology found that people who overthink aren't doing it because they want to. They're doing it because their brain genuinely believes it's protecting them. It thinks, if I run through every possible scenario, nothing bad can surprise you. That's not weakness. That's actually a highly active brain trying to keep you safe. So let's break down exactly what's happening inside the mind of someone who overthinks everything, because once you see it clearly, something shifts. Number one, their brain has a hyperactive threat detection system. Your brain has a region called the amygdala. It's basically your internal alarm system. In overthinkers, this region is chronically overactivated. It's scanning for danger even when there is none. So when you send that message and don't get a reply, your amygdala fires like there's a real threat. Your body responds with real anxiety, and your mind starts generating explanations because uncertainty feels more dangerous than even a bad answer. Number two, they have an unusually high need for certainty. Psychologists have found that overthinkers score significantly higher on something called intolerance of uncertainty. The unknown isn't just uncomfortable for them, it's genuinely distressing. This is why overthinkers agonize over decisions that seem small to other people. It's not indecisiveness, it's that their brain requires more information before it feels safe to commit. And when that information isn't available, which it usually isn't, the brain fills the gap with scenarios, most of them negative. Number three, and this one might surprise you, overthinkers are often the most empathetic people in the room. Overthinking is strongly correlated with high empathy. Overthinkers tend to think about how their words affect others, how their actions land, how people feel in situations. That "did I say the wrong thing" spiral, that's not self-centeredness. That's someone who genuinely cares how they made another person feel. The same brain that replays arguments is the same brain that notices when someone seems off and checks on them before anyone else does. Number four, they confuse thinking with doing. One of the most counterproductive patterns in overthinking is what psychologists call pseudo-problem solving. It feels productive. You're thinking through the problem, analyzing it, planning your response, but you're not actually solving anything. You're just burning mental energy in circles. The brain releases a tiny hit of relief every time it generates a new scenario, so the loop keeps going. It feels like you're being responsible and thorough, but hours later, nothing has changed, except now you're exhausted. Number five, this is the one most people aren't ready to hear. Chronic overthinking almost always has roots. Research consistently links it to early experiences of unpredictability or criticism, environments where you had to read situations carefully to stay safe, where getting it wrong had real consequences. Your brain learned, if I think ahead, if I prepare for every outcome, I won't be caught off guard. And that was actually adaptive. It helped you once. The problem is, your brain never got the memo that things are different now. So it's still running the same protective software in situations that don't require it. If any of this is hitting close to home, drop a comment below with the word same. Seriously, I want to know how many of you recognized yourself in this. I'll be reading every single one. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Overthinking is not a character flaw. It's not something that means you're broken or weak or too sensitive. It's a pattern, and patterns can be understood. And when you understand something, you take back a little power over it. The people who overthink everything are often the same people who feel things deeply, who care about the people around them, and who think before they act in ways that most people don't. The goal isn't to stop your brain from thinking. The goal is to stop it from convincing you that every thought is an emergency. And that starts with exactly what you just did, paying attention to what's actually happening in there. If you want to understand your own psychology better, subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel is for. Every week, we break down the patterns behind why you think and feel the way you do. And if this video made you feel even slightly more understood, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes, the most powerful thing is just knowing you're not alone in this. I'll see you in the next one.